Yeah.
You've heard all the conversations. Where did they take you?
Well, okay, so that was the thing. I mean, it was about kicking depression, but for me, it was more. I don't think that. I know it's for people who are depressed, but I feel like it's also just motivation because you talked a lot about just being your own director and taking control and just doing your own journey. And I guess that was where it took me because the other day, actually, I had a guy read my cards while I was sitting up at the gate, and it was all about your journey, whatever my cards were. They said that I was on a journey for my own truth. And so to hear you read all of it, it was very much about just taking control for yourself. And I guess that was it. Yeah, going outside of your comfort, because you talked a bit about that, holding your mom's hand and things like that. And yeah, I guess it just kind of reaffirmed what I heard yesterday.
So tell me 5 words that might be applicable to this. If you're
5 words.
Yeah.
Well, imagined a bird cage growing up, kind of in this very comfortable setting, but then choosing to leave it, even though everything that you need is there, everything you would want. So a cage, comfort, choice to leave, journeying, and taking control. Okay. So what are my words then? Cage, comfort. Choice, huh? No.
So would you be interested in accessing this online,
Would I be interested in that?
buying the book online and having access to webinars on each individual?
Potentially. I mean, I like this connection more. Us here, much more than I like to be online viewing things. But I mean, if that's your only choice, then that's your own choice. You know what I mean? Like if you're searching for this, and like for me, if I was in the U.S. searching for it and it wasn't, you're here in New Zealand, then I would do that option. You know, that would be something. But of course, then I'd have to know that it was available.
You wouldn't be looking for it because it's under depression, and you're not depressed. Or do you get depressed?
Not. What's the word? Not heavy depression. Does that make sense? I think depression is how you said, like the Great Depression and stuff. Comparing it to that, I've heard it's just healthy. It's just how it works, and it's kind of like countries will cycle through it. The world will cycle through it on an economic level as well, in the same way that we personally will cycle through it. So I think that it's something, that happens in the way how you just free.
So when you're talking about Jane, what would you say? Some 5 words about her for this presentation.
We're talking about you. What would I say? I would say that you are strong. You're strong, passionate, sharing.
Purposeful.
Yeah, purposeful. You are purposeful in what you're. Yeah. The way. Yeah, that's a good word actually. The way that you spoke, and all of this was very purposeful. There was intent behind everything that you did, and very thought out.
Interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Refreshing.
Yeah. How you say you think of yourself in places, even when that was something, when you said, did you think of yourself or you? Even when I would see you in your writing, when you're reading it was good because I could connect us. You know what I mean? It was a connection anyways. And it's nice to be able to see the community in it, you know, to have that with people, to know that you're not alone or that you're all.
Who would this be useful for?
Everyone. That's what I was saying. That was one of the things where it was like, to me it wasn't about like seeing, like making it through depression necessarily, but just kind of every day, just life. You know what I mean? Just taking control of your life and going for it. And you speak of, I mean, it's about the one obstacle of depression, one emotion.
That's interesting
one
you say
state
that
of
because
being.
it wouldn't need to be called kickbutt depression because it's just like motivation of, but then but it is very much about that lowness, going low. The focus on those readings are low.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you read it with like spunk. You know what I mean? To where it was like, is that not a good word?
Oh, it's a great
guys
word. I
like,
love
what?
that word.
You know what I mean? There was that in it, so it was like you felt like a wit to it in a way. You know what I mean? It wasn't, although maybe you were talking about lows, you were saying it in this way of like, with life, you know, and
Bite.
yeah, bite. Yeah, bite. Better word. Spunk.
well.
I guess everyone thinks of spunk in different ways, depending where you come from.
Well, thank you, my dear. You go really well on screen, doesn't she?